Are you overwhelmed by all the kitchen gadgets out there? Whether you're setting up your first kitchen or upgrading your kitchen or upgrading your tools, using the right appliances can be tricky. I've got it covered. I would help you figure out the essentials. So in today's video, we're going to go through a must-have kitchen appliances, and I'm going to actually narrow it down to 6. So you don't really have to have every fancy thing to make your food taste nice or make your kitchen look so nice. You can just narrow it down to just 6, and I've got it, and that's why I'm here. Now, these 6 kitchen appliances will make your cooking taste nicer, will make it appear nicer, will also save you time, make it more efficient for you, and your kitchen life so much easier. So stick with me as I'll break this down to you in exactly what you need. So let's start with our number fridge. Yes, fridge or refrigerator, whatever you call it, it's very, very important. Now, it's very essential and very important that when you want to buy a fridge, you don't just buy a fridge, buy a fridge and a freezer. Now, you know these double deck ones, the picture will be here. It's very essential you buy that. If you don't have the money to buy a freezer differently and buy a fridge separately, so you could have a freezer. And the essence is to preserve your food. You have your leftovers, you have your vegetables to make them fresh. So that's just the essence of having a fridge. Now, when I mean a fridge, if you have a freezer, it's also very, very okay. But if you don't have the money to get a freezer separately, you can just stick it to a fridge. And instead of you wasting that money to buy the smaller fridge, which the video is here, it's actually very essential you buy the bigger one. That's the 2-in-1, the double decker. But if you have the money to spend, come on, you can buy a fridge and a freezer. So there's nothing wrong with it. Now, the number 2 on our list is now very essential. Some people would say, but it's necessary. It's like everything. Yeah, it's everything. It's a stove. Yes, it's a stove. So a stove is very important. Now, when I mean a stove, a stove is encompassing. It can be a gas cooker. It can just be the normal stove, which we use in our rural areas. It can actually be a charcoal, whatever. So anything you cook on is okay. Now, if you don't have a gas, it's not really essential that you must have a gas. That's an oven, I mean. If you don't have an oven, you can still bake without an oven. I hope you know that. So you should know that by now. You can bake on your gas stove without an oven. So if you want to know how to bake, there are lots of YouTube videos out there showing you how to bake on your stove. So you don't really need to have an oven to bake. So your stove is very important. So you use this to cook varieties of meal like sauteing, boiling, steaming, frying, whatever that's what you use your stove for. So number 3 on our list is microwave. So if you see me looking down, that's because I'm actually looking through my jotter to remember what I've actually written down. So number 3 on our list is microwave. Microwave is very essential. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, don't use microwave, it's not good, it's dangerous and all of that. Well, microwave is essential. But I think that when you want to use a microwave to cook, make sure that when you are preheating your food, it is covered. That's one thing I know that is very essential. Make sure it is covered. So don't put a nylon in a microwave. Make sure that the plates you're using for your microwaves are microwavable plates. It's very important. There are a lot of plates that are microwavable and there are some that are not. So check your plates if they are microwavable. And it's also important that you use wares, not just plastic plates. Look for wares. You could just buy one, use it for your microwaving whatever, foods or whatever you want to. So microwave is very important and is very essential in a kitchen, in the sense that most of your leftovers, instead of you to recook it, for example, rice. I hope you know by now. Okay, not hope you know. I never knew until I went into culinary school that it was actually wrong to reheat rice. Over there where I come from, when we are done cooking rice and you have some leftovers, you could put them in the fridge. The next day, bring them out, store them, take some parts, heat them up, and put the remaining one in the fridge. So, but now I know that you don't do that to rice. So when rice stores, you eat it. You don't microwave or reheat rice more than once. You don't do that. While you're doing that, you are actually incurring a lot of bacteria into your system. You see, that's what culinary school has taught me. So please, if you want to know more about what I've been learning in my culinary school, please do well to subscribe to this channel, okay? And you can actually watch my videos on my culinary journey in my school. So I have a dedicated playlist for it, so just check it down. I'll put the link in the description box. You can go there and check it out. So let's go back to the topic we're talking about. So microwave. So microwave is essential in your reheating of food, in your thawing of food, to defrost your frozen items, and you can actually use it in making simple dishes. You can make there are a lot of dishes, vegetable dishes you can make in your microwave instead of actually cooking it. So microwave is very essential in the house. And a key feature of microwave is it has speed. So the time you put in reheating your food on the heat on a normal gas stove, it's less than what you're going to use in your microwave. So microwave is a little bit faster than your normal gas stove. So let's go to number 4. Now this one is, no, this is like, if you don't have this, I wonder. This one, why is it in number 4? So number 4 is the main deal, and this is a food processor. This is not a blender, this is a food processor. Now this is a food processor and this is a blender. So a food processor is a must-have in the kitchen. Like, if you don't have a food processor, I wonder what you're doing. Now, I'm not talking about those very expensive ones, all right? There are food processors of about 50K, 60K, you're depending on where you're watching from. When I was back in my home country, it's, I don't know why I'm still making videos as if I'm in my home country. All right, so in UK here, I got a food processor from eBay for about, I think that should be about 7 something. Yeah, about £70 or thereabouts. Now this food processor is 7 in 1. You can make dough with it. You can actually chop with it. You know, it's not every time you blend. You can chop with it. You can grind with it. You can slice with it. So this food processor is a must-have in the kitchen. And there are varieties to the ones you can afford. So if you know you don't have those most expensive ones, which you see some YouTubers come and flash on our faces and make us want to go jealous, but we are not getting jealous. So we are not. So you could use the one that is a little bit affordable for you. So instead of you to spend so much money buying a blender, buy a food processor. It's very necessary you buy a food processor. Now, and also a food processor tends to make your food appear nicer. That's the facts. Like if you want to make peppered goat's meat, peppered snail, you know, those peppered things, you chop, you know, it helps you to chop your onion, you chop your chili pepper, chop, you know, all these things, chop it so fine, like looking so, that when you cook it, like everybody like, woo, this food is so nice. Yeah, that's the function of a food processor, okay? Don't mind me. So number 5. We'll have a hand mixer. So this is a hand mixer. So a hand mixer is just basically if you're into making baking things, you like to bake, so hand mixers are very important in the kitchen. But if you have a food processor, you can also use it. It has, some of them come with an attachment for a hand mixer. So if you have a food processor and it has, so you don't really need a hand mixer. All right. So, but if you don't have, a hand mixer is very, very important. For it helps you to knead your dough faster. So it saves you a lot of time that you have to start kneading. You know, when you want to make bread, so instead of you to waste so much time doing all those things, you just have to use a hand mixer. Now, there are also stand mixers if you can afford them. But if you are not into cooking, just buy a hand mixer. It's very important. Just do that for yourself. except you're basically into the food, because a stand mixer is actually more expensive. So if you buy it and you're not using it efficiently, so it's not really necessary. So I think you should just stick with a hand mixer. And number 6, which is the last one. This one is the obonge of it all. And that is our air fryer. You cannot contest in this life. Cannot contest. Air fryer is like the prayer answered. Because air fryer has a lot of purpose, especially number 1 is frying. This helps you to curtail the kind of oil that comes into your system, because we know that when we fry with a lot of oil. So this oil penetrates into our system, and the doctor said that the oil is not good for our health. So the air fryer is there, just a little sprinkle of oil. You can fry whatever you want to do in air fryer, and it comes out crisp and tasty. So air fryer is the most, if you don't have anything in the kitchen, you must have an air fryer. That's very important for your health's sake. It's a healthy alternative to deep frying. Anything frying, in fact, except maybe I want to make stew. If not, every other thing is. Apart from these essential ones, there are other ones you can get in your kitchen. You have the rice boiler, that's if you know you need it. You have the coffee machine, that's if you know you like to drink coffee. So there are a whole lot of other kitchen utensils, equipment you can get in your kitchen, but these are the most essential. I think this is so important for you to have in the kitchen, because it makes your work easier, it makes your kitchen tidy, and it makes your food actually looking very healthy and clean. Now, apart from that, which is the most important thing, is it saves you time. By the time you want to make fried rice, and you keep prepping, you put everything in your food processor, and it comes out for you. You don't need to slice onion, and you're crying, and you're chopping. We don't do that again, please. We work with ease now, and our food come out looking good. So I hope you found content in this video. Please do well to subscribe and hit the like button, please, and drop a comment. Tell me which appliance you think it's the very important and which you think is essential for you in your kitchen and you need to get. If you have any question, please drop your question and your comments, your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be delighted to read and I answer every comment. Please, thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye for now.